Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is August 20th, and right now we're looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. You can see we're focused in here on the Four Corners region. You can see this clockwise rotation. This is that high pressure system out there. It's going to help to funnel some of that monsoon moisture back up into the state of California and Nevada. Over the next few days, we're going to take a detailed look at that, and also another big story in the weather here is the heat that's going to be coming up over the next few days as well. So let's dive into some things here. Last 24 hours, nothing across the state of California, and you got to go all the way across northeast Nevada to get into that lightning strike activity. And let's take a look at the fire smoke, also vertically integrated smoke. So if you're getting some of that coming drifting back across your area, like San Diego, for example, that is coming from some fires across portions of Mexico and across some of the desert areas coming from Arizona and whatnot as well. And we're going to have some elevated fire danger here over the next few days also. So keep your head on a swivel out there. Let's make sure we don't start any more fires, and let's hope these fires don't continue to flare up here. We're not doing too bad, relatively speaking, right now, so let's hope we can keep it that way. Now, looking at the larger picture here, you got the Hawaiian Islands, the bottom left. You got that high pressure that I talked about there right across the Four Corners, and we put that into motion. You can kind of see this ridge just starts to dominate the entire west coast of North America, and that's what's going to help bring some of that monsoon moisture back up across the region here. Take a look at some of those precipitation amounts here in a moment. And this ridge wants to hold on for a while. This monsoon moisture probably going to be impacting portions of California all the way on into probably this time next week. So maybe a week of this monsoon moisture, and then we'll see what's going to happen after that. And you can see National Weather Service Reno has a nice diagram here. Monsoonal pattern develops late week. Four Corners high draws monsoonal moisture back up into the region. Thunderstorm chances Friday through next week. And you can kind of see they're talking about the potential for some dry lightning, new fire starts, some flash flooding for those individual cells that you just might happen to be under. So nice graphic here from the National Weather Service Reno. And one more look at that here, the process of it, precipitable water. You'll see some of this drier air across portions of California and Nevada, but look at it kind of surge up from the south and east and push up across much of the state of California. So this is going to bring monsoon moisture probably all the way up towards Oregon, even some of Washington state eventually. So you can kind of see it's going to include the entire state of California with the increased moisture values. Highest amounts of the precipitation are going to be occurring across some of the higher terrain. Some of the desert areas are going to get some showers out of this as well, multiple rounds of it potentially. And then we go all the way out towards next week, and you're going to see how the monsoon moisture still continues to flow up across portions of California and Nevada. And this is kind of a wide look at things. I'll zoom in a bit here, but we have a lot of heat. What are we looking at here? We're looking at there's some red flag warnings also, by the way. Thought I'd mention that. But yeah, we got some extreme heat warnings. We got some heat advisories out there also. So yeah, it encompasses much of the southwest portion of the USA. And also we got some winds out there. Just kind of showing you the diurnal cycle of what goes on here. Here we go through the day today. You can kind of see how the winds relax across interior areas. Along the coastal areas, they're still pretty persistent out of the northwest. But as we go through the afternoon hours, you can kind of see it picking up along the coastline there. If you are out in a boat and you get away from the coastal areas, if you're a mariner out there, especially across Northern California, you don't need me to tell you how much those winds pick up as you go through the afternoon hours. You can also see those winds start to push through the terrain features there by the Bay Area and some of the coastal ranges here and start to spread down the San Joaquin Valley as we go on into Thursday night. Look at that wind really pick up. It comes down the Sacramento Valley, these northwesterlies, and those come across the transverse range as well. Sundowner winds come off across Santa Barbara and Ventura County out of the north also, and you get these westerlies across the peninsular range and out across the desert areas as you go through the evening hours. Go back towards the morning, you can kind of see how we relax that gradient yet again, and then we do it all over again as we go through Thursday night. Now, this is a closer look at the Bay Area, and if I go through the day today, you see the gradient relax, the winds relax, but as we go through the afternoon hours, again, you can kind of see that wind really pick up right off the coastal areas there, and it starts to flood in there as we really warm up the interior. We build up that pressure gradient, we spread those winds back across the region. These winds can be pretty brisk and strong, especially if you're in one of these gaps out there or terrain features. Now, total precipitation in inches. Let's see what is to come. This is the European Artificial Intelligence, the latest. This is, let me back that up a little bit here. So as we go through the day Friday, you see some of this precipitation coming back up across the Sierra Nevada, transverse, peninsular range, some of the desert areas potentially getting some precipitation out of it. And then we go on in through Saturday. Look at that bump. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, and there's Wednesday all the way on and through Thursday. We're still adding precipitation values here across the region. And again, this is just a global model. The resolution is not that good on this. We're going to be having some high resolution models come into range here over the next couple of days. But again, some of these areas are definitely going to be getting heavier amounts, hit and miss. Some areas won't be getting nearly as much. But yeah, this monsoon moisture has a chance to move all the way up across the Klamath Cascades, all the way across Northeast California, Sierra Nevada, and much of Nevada desert areas and the mountain ranges of Southern California as well. So if we take a look at the 10th percentile, so this is the European Artificial Intelligence Ensemble says this is probably what we're going to get at least on the low end of things. You see not much moving out across San Diego or Los Angeles or even across the valley areas, Bakersfield, Sacramento, Redding. But if we look at the 90th percentile, you can see there's a different picture there. You can see some of this monsoon moisture would come out and bring some precipitation to Southern California. Some of the valley areas are, up for some of those impacts as well. And the Sierra Nevada, some big amounts even on the global models showing up. So definitely would be some higher amounts underneath some of those individual storms. And look at this widespread heavy rainfall here for portions of Nevada showing up. So kind of interesting stuff there. And again, I can't wait till this gets a little bit closer to see what the high resolution models start to show. And precipitable water, I showed you kind of this, but this is a high resolution look at things here. Let me update this because this is running as we speak. This is the North American high resolution model 12Z. And if I scroll through here, it's asking me for my pin there. Okay, so we scroll through there and we start to push through, and you can kind of see that comes across the region. You can see that monsoon moisture start to spread back into the area as we go on into the day on Friday. So yeah, high resolution models just now coming into range, but we'll be looking at those over the next few days. Daily max 2-meter temperature, check it out. We also got the heat to worry about. This is today, Wednesday, August 20th. There's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, very warm conditions here across the region, unless you're along the immediate coastal areas or across some of the very higher terrain of the Sierra Nevada. Then you go through Monday, Tuesday, we start to get a little bit of a cool down there. We'll see how that goes, and we'll see how that trends here as we go on in towards the end of August over the next few days as well. Now, closer look here at Southern California. Again, you want to beat the heat, go out to the very immediate coastal areas, but you can see even if you go across, downtown Los Angeles, it's going to be up in the 90s here. You get even further across the interior, 100 teens will not be uncommon. So here we go, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So next week, maybe that cooling trend starting to come up here. Most likely it will be, but yeah, we'll be watching that over the next few days. And this is something interesting here from the National Weather Service, Los Angeles. So we've got the forecast here. You can see we've got 4 days, 90 plus here, and we might get close to this record high tomorrow, August 21st of 96 for downtown Los Angeles. You can see some other duration facts here as well. So nice graphics. This was updated yesterday. And the Bay Area also, again, you can see the big contrast. You go into just across some of the higher terrain, or not the higher terrain, but the interior areas, and then across some of the valley areas, you're looking at Sacramento up towards 100 versus 65 on the immediate coastline. So a lot of microclimates here across the state of California. And if you go towards the Bay Area, you're definitely going to be much cooler than if you go across the I-5 corridor inland there. Now, San Francisco, you're doing fine there. This is the wet bulb globe temperature there, low, no problems. But if you go across some of the interior areas, look at Chico, you're up into the moderate, almost touching the high category there. So yeah, interesting stuff. And Palm Springs, again, just kind of showing you the increase in the precipitable water, which is that monsoon moisture moving back up into the area. This is Palm Springs, like I mentioned. Now, this is Las Vegas. You can kind of see a few rounds of thunderstorms and showers with this monsoon moisture here, kind of highlighted right there as you go through Monday night on into Tuesday right now. Same thing for Palm Springs. You can see the ensemble members starting to get some pretty good agreement of some measurable precipitation for Palm Springs. However, you go out over some of the coastal areas here and it gets a little bit more muddy, but you can see there are some ensemble members that do have some of this precipitation coming out over Los Angeles and San Diego there as well. Probably a couple of rounds of potential here as we go on in through the early portion of next week. Big Bear, of course, across the higher terrain, better amounts as I've been mentioning over the last few days. There's Reno International Airport. Yeah, You can see multiple days of potential monsoon moisture storms coming over the region. Truckee, Tahoe, something similar there as well, even over the northern Sacramento Valley. Kind of hit and miss there. So we're still trying to figure things out, just how much monsoon moisture is going to fall for who and when. Now, 6 to 10 day above normal signal was issued yesterday for much of the West Coast. 6 to 10 day, look at that, still monsoon season signal, still ongoing as we go through the end of August. 8 to 14 days, something similar there as well. Don't get too caught up in that just yet. But yeah, look at that. We passed up over 34,000 subscribers. Hope you guys are enjoying the channel. Let me know what you guys think. What else? Click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.